And quick pickup. Last time you guys had escaped, gotten away from the Knights of the Holy Lands, the Sepulchre Knights, and finally made it back after your mission at Squinchy's Diner. Got a big payday, got a little, boost in status, but mainly you got to meet, in a way, the head, or sorry, not the head, the vice president of your department, a VP, who, Ren was her name. She made note that you all might be the fast track to go ahead and be promoted to associate from contractor. So no longer just some outside hire, but instead a true blue employee of the firm. And that would come with additional benefits and pay bumps, and also chances for a lot better and sort of exclusive jobs. And who knows, with the long-term chance of maybe even entering the ranks of leadership within the firm. But while you all were waiting on further details about that, you're given some time to rest and relax here in Yokai Flux and, go about your downtime, make purchases. You're kind of given the idea to maybe you had a little bit of time and to prepare, maybe take some other jobs and, just kind of pick up your skills. Which, speaking of, during this downtime did give you all the chance to level up to level 5. I think you started making some purchases, but you guys still have some dough. You still got some money in the bank. And in terms of jobs, you were planning on taking the job about the the spacer ship that let out an SOS just the day before. So you can also maybe make some quick purchases and upgrades and then head on out for that. Your vibe, because it's an SOS, it might be a little time sensitive.
Merritt's ready to go. She's got everything done.
I think Val would be too. Could we... How quickly did Gentle show up, and then we had this meeting with Rel?
Like Gentle, like how much time between Gentle showing up and then this meeting happening?
Yeah.
He probably had like 1 or 2 days, yeah.
In that time, could Val have gotten the embedded weapons from Gentle and turned her already mechanical fist into a battle fist?
Yes, you can. Let's go ahead and take a look. You're looking at the embedded weapons into Battle Fist. Done.
Mm-hmm.
So you can go ahead and make that purchase. And of course, there's a little side fee associated with this operation, which is how much anesthesia would you like to be under during this?
Oh God. So this is already on a mechanical hand.
Mm-hmm.
So I shouldn't be dealing with any actual physical parts of my body. I also don't trust her. Would it affect the would me being on this being on a mechanical hand
I'd say it lowers. Yeah.
Okay.
Just extra 25 credits in that scenario to go under.
Yeah, I'll do it. Just because I don't trust her. But I'm also asking someone to be in the room.
And yeah, thankfully, Gentle, there's not a whole lot of pain thanks to the anesthesia and the already mechanical hand. And you can see she is a little swift with her work. This is not, I mean, to your context, you probably haven't been too often, but some of the nicer hospitals with a lot of sit down, a lot of prep. This is a sort of, if you're ready and you know what you want, let's just get started. And with some localized anesthesia, begins to operate. And you can see this is where the skills, the multiple degrees comes to work, because even though it's a mechanical hand, she's able to utilize her skills with tech and medicine to kind of work together. And you see taking out some of the parts, replacing them, and as she does so, adding a additional set of like almost layer to your mechanical hand, so that when you activate, some of these pieces will come out of these almost like joints and slits and reform around your hand into a second layer to make the battle fist.
Hell yeah.
And would you like to use party or personal funds?
I'll use personal funds on this.
Okay. That's one upgrade taken. Any other upgrades that people would like to do before you head on out on this venture? And if you want to retcon and say you made this upgrade like a couple days back, that's also totally fine. I think, quick note, you guys in the party loot have almost 7k credits. You have like 6.7.
Did we upgrade the ship at all last time?
I think you guys added... Let me check the date. You got the money from that. You upgraded the weapon firing arcs. So now all your weapons... I think you did it for all your weapons, have 360 degree firing. All your current weapons, I should clarify. And then you also got the emergency generator.
Gotcha.
Actually, great point. Let me make sure that's represented on your ship's character sheet, the Starlight. 360 firing. I did make note of that. Hell yeah. Let me just check the other one. Not add this, so I'm going to go ahead and add this to your ship's sheet as well. Could be added now. But yeah, any other upgrades? Or you guys can just go for the normal repairs if you'd like.
Is there anything that needs repaired?
You just have some hit points that you need fixed. I can do the math real quick on how much that would cost. You're missing 12 hit points. Your ship mod is 2x, so it would cost you 290 credits to get it fixed up.
Oh. Yeah, let's do that.
Nice.
Um. Also, before I forget, I need to add some stuff to my inventory.
So 38. And your temp hit points will go to the max. Your shields go up to 43.
Sick.
Okay.
Very cool.
Yeah. Anything else before you guys head on out?
I don't think so. Do you remember if I got the regular fire laser sword or if I did the radiant?
That's a
think
great
I-
question.
I think you did the radiant.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I think I remember you upgrading to Radiant.
I feel like I did. Damage 1 is... So it does 1d8 of fire damage, or 1d8 of
Radiant.
radiant damage.
Yeah, and actually, yeah, well, we can also make two versions, because one would be one-handed, which is 1d8, and then one version that's two-handed, which is 1d10.
Okay.
But you
Let
can start with the
me-
1d8.
Yeah, I'll do the 1d8 first.
Did have a quick question about some of these homebrewed weapons from Dark Matter.
Mhm.
On our Excel sheet, I see all these weapons as just flat dice rolls with no additional modifiers.
Yes.
That is correct.
Sorry, so melee weapons, I should have clarified this. Melee weapons, you do add whatever is the relevant modifier, which in most cases is going to be strength. So melee, it's going to be strength unless it's specified to be finesse. So for example, antimatter dagger, right, laser claws, like those are specified as finesse, so you can use whatever you know, either one. The fist weapons use unarmed strike if you have something for that.
Gotcha. So if I have a battle fist and it's considered a martial melee,
Mhm.
but I'm not proficient in martial melee.
I'll
What's
say
my
because you're
proficiency?
proficient in unarmed, like you can do unarmed strikes, that'll overrule it.
Heard. Okay, I wanted to double check that.
And so you'll still
And-
add your modifier to the damage.
Okay, cool. And the ranged weapons, that is just dice roll, no modifier.
Exactly. Those will
Okay.
just be normal. Yeah, no, or I guess in not normal because you won't be adding anything to damage, unless there's like specific upgrades or like changes or things like or class features for some of the dark matter stuff. Then you add your modifier. But otherwise, you just get to hit with those dice.
I gotcha.
Have a quick question. If it's classed as finesse, so the laser sword says finesse, does that mean I choose what attack modifier I want, or is there a certain one that has to go with that?
It's either strength or dex.
Okay, cool.
Mhm.
Why isn't it putting the damage dice in here? 1d8 of radiant damage. Done.
And also, if Merritt would like to make any purchases, let me know.
No, Mary made all of her purchases.
Perfect.
She got a knife and an iPad.
Oh yeah.
She's an iPad babe.
She is, and that's all she needs. That's actually where she gets her sorcerer powers. It's from her iPad.
I'll also note, in terms of ship upgrades, the upgrade that isn't listed, but I should clarify, is You can always also upgrade your ship's tier. Right. Like you know how your power dice are actually D1s right now? They're just a 1. That's an example of something that would be upgraded if your ship tier gets upgraded.
Gotcha.
And also your ship tier is kind of like its level. So when it gets to level, 1, 2, it like starts to gain additional abilities. But it's also
Like-
pricier.
How much would it cost? Hypothetically,
About 2,000 credits, I think, for your ship.
that's a hypothetically high price
Mhm.
for this hypothetical
that's-
situation that could hypothetically happen.
Mhm.
I think that's worth it if the team does.
Do
I think we
we?
should sincerely think about it when we come back.
I was about to say, like, I don't know if we have enough money for that right now, though.
We have 7,000.
Oh.
You guys got bank. I got money.
We had
Right.
9,000 at the end of our last mission after we got taken.
Right. I was not doing the simple math from the Discord. I was looking at Roll20. That's right.
Okay, so I tried to add the laser swords, and it let me put the damage roll on one of the versions, on the two-handed version, but it won't let me do it on the one-handed version. So we're just gonna have to remember that when I make an attack roll, I have to roll a d8.
Yeah.
Manually.
If you want, I can take a quick minute to see if I can try and fix it up.
It's fine. I'm not that worried about it.
I don't know why it's being a little wonky here. Let's see.
She just really doesn't like me today, and it won't let me add a. Oh, here we go.
Oh, sorry. I think it's because I'm there.
I have noticed that the new character sheet for 5e is a little buggier than the old one, unfortunately.
I think because the old one was super just light.
Yeah, the old one, the most powerful thing it did was add your modifiers together.
Yeah. I do think it's nice seeing the action economy. I know that tends to help for player visibility. And I will say I like the NPC sheet to an extent. I kind of like the layout of I don't know, just kind of how it's broken down. But
I do agree this sheet is nicer to look at. It's easier to move around and know where things are and all that fun stuff. But it's so hard to level up with.
yeah, I think it's also because I've never used the Roll20 level up features because I feel like I've always been homebrew maxing. So that's just always been my vibe.
If it wasn't buggy and it would let me add stuff that I need to do, it'd be so much better than what we were doing with D&D Beyond. Because it's homebrew is so much easier here, but it's also shit just won't let me fucking input shit. It just won't let me add things.
Yeah, I think it's also.
She gets
I've
very.
noticed... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Nothing. She just gets very mad when you try to add anything.
I think it's also more wonky when multiple people are trying to add. I've also realized it bugs out hard.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why? Stop. I'm trying to work. Okay. Interesting. Is it working now?
I see it on there where it says 1d8 plus 4 radiant.
Okay. Maybe I got it. Yeah, I had to fight with it a little bit, but I think it's there. But yeah, and you guys are looking to spend 2,000 credits and upgrade your ship.
I am if you guys are.
I'm so down for that, honestly, yeah.
I do really fuck with a ship upgrade.
If you're all down, I'm gonna go ahead and mark 2,000 credits for Starlight's tier upgrade from 0 to 1.
Yay!
We come out, the ship just is a little more sparkly. Fresh coat of paint. That's all I needed.
Oh my god, I'm
Well,
so sorry.
For some of this, I'm actually gonna have to ask you guys what you want to do here. Would you get 2 stat points, and I'll ask where you'd like to put that on the ship.
Hmm.
What are the options? Does that like increase the stats of the ship?
Yeah, like you can choose. Let's actually see the Starlight right now. For example, Dex is at a 13. You could bump that up to 14, make it a +2 modifier. Or if you even want to just dump both points into an even stat, like do you want to bump Strength up from 16 to 18, Con from 14 to 16, whatever your kind of vibe is.
See, my first thought was bump up intelligence or charisma
That also works, yeah.
because we can use the ship's intelligence for astrogation. And if we bump up the intelligence, that'll give us a +1, which should give us a +5 to the checks.
That'd be really cool.
That'd be very sick.
I think I'm down for intelligence. Get a +5 to that stuff.
We get an Alexa and plug it into the radio.
Then let's go ahead and bump up intelligence from 10 to 12. And so your intelligence is going to go up 2. And also as part of your tier increasing, your armor class goes up by 1. So you're at 12 instead of 11. It's definitely better. And you're going to get an additional shield dice and ship hull dice. So your hull is going to be 5 plus con. So that is 5 plus 2. So that's 7. So your total hit points is going to go from 38 to 45. And that hit dice is going to go up to a total of 6. And then your shields are going to go up by 5 again, but this time 5 plus 3. Yeah, strength. Yep. 5 plus 3. So that's 8. So your shield goes from 43 to 51.
Yay!
It is high up there. And you get a lot of stuff for upgrading the ship, I will say. I'm trying to read through all of them. Okay, you also get a new feature called Evasive Maneuver. So whenever you roll for initiative on the ship, you can go ahead and use Evasive Maneuver to immediately move the ship. And this movement happens before we determine initiative order. You're going to roll a d4 and multiply the result by 50 feet. That is how much the ship can move or spend to turn. And at tier 1, you can use this twice. At tier 2, 4 times. Tier 3, 6 times, so on and so forth. It's like 2x. And the dice also gets bigger on higher tiers. But the idea is for now, you're going to go ahead and get this new option to roll dice. And technically, it's a free action. From what I can tell, it is not a reaction.
Perfect.
Hell yeah.
Very cool.
Put evasive maneuvers times 2, and then your dice is a 1, 2, or I'll just put d4. Free action. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Okay. And so upgrades are being worked on. You see the ship is coming out with a lot more. On the outside, it's more, to your point, like buffed out, cleaned up, better paint job, up to date, and even your weapons a little bit more advanced with some of their wiring and systems to allow for that 360 firing arc. But important is the internal systems. The screens, the kind of dashboards you have available, everything's been upgraded and retrofitted. So your actual astronav computer and some of the ship's central systems are all like, smart systems now. operating a lot more quickly, a lot more efficiently. Some of the automated inputs already like kind of being prepared ahead of time, and that's going to make your lives a lot easier when you're traveling through space. And that was a big purchase, but a good one.
We needed it.
Yeah, I think we did too.
Make that, yeah, ship tier 1. Well, yeah.
Next big
Okay.
purchase, maybe something to make us go faster or give us more movement. Just something to think about.
Mm-hmm. Definitely a bottom. But with that, you guys can start to load up onto the ship and start heading out into space.
Let's do it.
Getting in, getting comfortable with the new systems, especially for you, Fallon, it's makes life a lot easier. You're already pretty good at, kind of running through the set of procedures. But now, as you begin to try and chart out an initial course, you see the astronaut is already quick to help. Now, you guys are looking for, as a reminder, a spacer ship that sent out an SOS signal, and based off their kind of rescue plan. So some of the ships will put up money ahead of time with certain assets to effectively say, like, hey, if you rescue my ship, you'll get paid out this amount. It can be a little mixed, but usually, if they're putting out a decent amount, it's not too bad to check it out. There's usually some validity. So this job was offering you 2,000 credits to go ahead and rescue this ship. And it's only a day ago that the signal was sent out, and you want to move quick just in case somebody else tries to rescue them first. Because even an act of assistance here in the verse is often a competition and a race for credits. So you get on into the newly renovated Starlight, spit up the engines, and begin to take off from Yokai Flux, leaving behind the other contractors and mercenaries resting and relaxing on the station, away from the planet Nyx, out into the void, trying to find out where exactly the ship went. And actually, as part of your search, getting further and further away, and getting closer to some of the last known locations of the signal, we're going to go ahead and start a skill challenge. So I'm going to ask you all what you would like to do to try and track this ship down.
Man.
Can I try and boost the ship's sensors using my sorcery powers?
Yes, I see what you're going with.
Oh.
Yeah, trying to boost the sensors, trying to expand, pick up any signs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright. So should I roll like a tech check? Data?
I'll say you can either roll the ship's boost check, or if you want to roll the tech check on your end, either one works.
Let me see. I'm so sorry, ship. I am simply better than you. And I'm gonna lay down. I'm gonna go lay down, everyone. It was fun.
Can I?
Had a fun session. I'm just gonna go lay down.
Can I check something real quick on our little Excel sheet?
Yay! What would you like to check?
As the mechanic, I have the ability to. Trying to find our link to the Excel sheet real quick. Where did it go? I have the ability to basically like direct power to different ship systems. I know that there's weapons, shields, and engines. Is there any way I can direct power to like scanners to try to boost that a little bit?
And this
Or
is
it's-
using
System boost technique.
the system boost. Got it. And you're okay. Got it. It's using your techniques, right? You're talking about like engine tuning, comms boost, like those ones.
To my understanding, it was like a separate thing that I got at level 1, but I'm trying to find it again. Oh, okay, I found it. Oh, good luck. Let me check it and like properly read it.
Because I think there should be something you can do here. For some reason, Excel is being very slow. Or
Yeah.
Sheets. I was just looking at it. Huh.
Yeah, it's like not loading for me either.
Okay. Regardless, I have the OG rules too open, and they do have something called sensor boost. I think you had to pick which ones you learn, but I'm gonna say in this moment, if you want to risk maybe a little bit of heat in the engine, if this goes wrong, you can try and make a check for this.
As a mechanic, system boost, you learn techniques to quickly augment different systems on your ship and fueled by special dice called techniques.
Gotcha. Okay.
So yeah, I'll say if you want, I don't think you took sensor boost, but if you want to like sort of like you're trying to wing it in the moment to use that, I'll say we can try. You know, you're not in combat. Let's go ahead and you can give me a tech check. See if you can give a bonus based on how well your tech check does. Okay. You can boost the sensors and give. I'll say on a 26, you can give merit advantage and the bonus D4 dice.
Nice.
All right, let's go. That's so much better. That's a 20.
A 26 success, and you do not have any issues boosting the sensors. If you'd made a mistake, you might have maybe fried some of the system instead. But thankfully, both you succeed, and you're able to get one success as you start pinging out. And with the boosted sensors, you don't immediately pick up a ship, but you are picking up traces of like the remnants from the engine and from the path of the ship, right? Some of like that kind of leftover like debris and burn. Even here in the void, kind of makes that impact on some of these passing like bits of matter here. And so you're able to start tracking a general route using those details along with the general SOS direction and starting to figure out, okay, where exactly was the ship when stuff started to go wrong.
Gotcha. Were we given coordinates for the ship's last known location?
You have like very general coordinates because the SOS. It's just based off like whichever signal got picked up. So you're kind of in that vicinity, and then now this check with the boosted sensors helping you trying to narrow down on where the ship went.
Okay. I don't know. I guess I just need to do detect then.
Sure.
Can I do an intelligence check from my sheet, or does it need to be the ship's intelligence?
I'll say it kind of depends which angle you want to go from. If you're just using the ship systems, like working with the astronaut or working with the ship's central systems to figure out, like, hey, we're sensing some things. What is the detection like? Right? What is that like? Path it's laying out? Or is it more so? Is it Fallon herself kind of saying, let me use my like knowledge, like data, for example, to go through what the sensors are picking up and trying to figure out what that means pathing wise? Because you're a pilot too.
True. I think seeing like what it's picking up in the general direction and like where all of the debris is coming from, I think she could have probably pieced together like where the general direction that these things are coming outward from. So
yeah, if it's Fallon herself doing it, you can go ahead and make, I'll say, either data, or because Fallon's a pilot, you can make a piloting check if you're kind of going based off your experience, right? Your familiarity with ships.
Okay, I'll do a piloting check. Well.
Fortunately, it's a little odd the path they're taking. You've got your commercial pilot experience, but seems maybe something else went wrong here. A little bit off from what you expected. And you're going to unfortunately find yourself burning through some extra fuel, and some of the systems making fortunate contact as you get a little too close to some of the debris and runoff and even like the kind of wild matter out here in space. So the ship will take 1d6 damage. You did not roll under a 10, so this just goes to the shields, not to the hull. So let me make sure to edit this before I forget. Yes, so go ahead and roll a 1d6. Let's see. Okay, just 2 little bits of damage to the ship shields. Nothing too crazy. But you will also lose out on some of the fuel that you had set aside for this trip, so you're like burning through more than you expected. That's going to be 50 credits worth of fuel.
Sorry, guys.
That's all right. That's all right.
It happens. You gotta try what you can, and it's a little odd, the direction they're going in. Maybe some of their choices, but you never know with space. You guys have 1 success and 1 failure, and with that, I'll let you know that you need to hit 3 successes before 3 failures.
Right.
All right. Yeah, Merritt's just gonna keep her eye on the scanner and just keep sending out occasional little radio messages like, "Hello, if you are in need of help, please respond." Why do we have disadvantage?
You're not.
Okay.
It might be, yeah, it might have just been set on disadvantage. I just adjusted. So a 13 is what you go for.
Yes.
13 is going to be just enough to succeed. As you send out these signals, not really hearing back too many responses, but you do get some feedback from a few of the signals suggesting that they reached, like they got picked up, but nobody responded. And it seems like that there's at least 2 or 3 sources that you're picking up through these calls that are picking up the signal but not responding.
I report back to Fallon. I have 3 potential leads, Captain.
Question is, which one is our ship?
Upon receiving those feedbacks, can Val transfer the astro chords of those feedback responses to a personal pad, and it's just cross-referencing the chords to the map and the information that we have, and kind of doing an individual investigation check on trying to pinpoint okay, this one, just process of elimination with it.
Yeah. You can totally make an investigation check to see what you can put together here.
Okay.
Merritt sends you a PDF of all the information.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a 3 on the die.
You're pretty confident on one of the signals. And so you're going to go ahead and point the ship in the direction you think is right.
Yeah.
Where in space are we right now? Where on the map of known space would we be?
You're not too far out. You're maybe 2 days from Nyx. So here, I can give you a little quick context. I think you're somewhere out here, kind of edge of hegemony space. And also, I will say on that 7 for the investigation check, that's lower than a 10. It's your second failure. So as you guys are going out, you pick up the signal, and Val, you're like, this is it. It seems to be relatively stationary. I think this is our target. And you guys will make a minor void jump, and unfortunately realize this signal isn't coming from a ship, but a station. What appears to be an old, defunct, maybe mining or communication station that it's able to receive, but it's not inputting anything back because it's abandoned, and might also, as you look out your window, be a part of an asteroid cluster. And very quickly, you will see the ship having to swerve in and out as various debris comes clanging against the hull and the shields. And I'm going to go ahead and it's not 1d6 anymore, it's going to be 2d6.
Oh.
And you know what? So, to be fair, I'll say you can roll.
Roll 2d6?
Yep.
Okay.
As the groaning of metal and steel, as some of the new paint job immediately gets torn up and scratched, as the ship is going to take 10 points to the hull.
So, if we are on, over here by Nyx, sort of right outside hegemony space, I'm curious if you would agree that Fallon might know this area very well. She served as a hegemony, on hegemony ships and as a hegemony pilot for 10 to 12 years. She might know this area really well. Is there a way you would allow me to make another piloting check to be okay, based on the information that we have and the 3 potential leads that we found, this is kind of the most likely one, or the most likely area that they would be?
Mm-hmm. So, what I'll say is, if you do piloting, because it's a repeat ability, the DC for you on that piloting check, instead of being 13, will be 16. So you need a meet or beat a 16. Or you can make a history check, because of the idea of you've been here before, maybe, and that will still be DC 13.
Guys, do I like my chances better if I have a +3 or a +10? +3 and a lower DC, or +10 and a higher DC?
Well, have you rolled higher than a 6?
In my heart.
Well,
That's all you need
I
with
don't
the
know how
dice.
pure your heart being helps.
You already got 2
But I
nat
know you can.
ones out of the way for today.
You're doing that 20 any second.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
if I
that
do
was
a
a
piloting
nat
check.
I shouldn't have said
No, no, it wasn't. We can pretend that it wasn't. It already happened, so we don't have to think about it anymore.
Yeah. Maybe. I'm gonna go ahead and roll a d20 in front of the board as a luck check on that nat one. We're gonna see how badly this goes.
What was it that you were rolling for again?
Previously I think this was Fallon trying to use piloting to triangulate the course from the data points and the debris.
God.
That is an 8. So what I will say is, you can either take some negative effects to the ship, and it'll still just be 1 failure, or you try and not take damage to your ship, but that's going to be 2 failures, and that's going to bring you up to 3 failures in total.
And we're trying to hit how many successes before how many failures again?
3 successes before 3 failures.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
If you're willing to take that extra bit of damage, it's still a shield, but then some of the systems react negatively to the space debris and engine debris. And you guys are going to take not damage to your hull or shields for that one, but you will take something called system damage. FYI, above table, this is kind of like exhaustion, but for your ship instead of you guys.
Oh no, our ship's tired.
Your ship takes 1 level of system damage, which provides disadvantage on all ability checks for the ship. But that does mean you guys are not yet at 3 failures, just at 2.
What does 3 failures mean? Does that mean we fail the whole mission?
It could mean that. Yeah, it could just mean, again, it's a time-sensitive thing. Maybe somebody else gets there before you all and fixes or takes care of the issue, and they get the payday instead of you. And I think as the...
And is this all if I fail this roll that I was about to make?
Mhm.
On this upcoming roll, it's make or break, because you're at, I think you guys are at...
We're at 2-2.
2-2.
Okay. This is really fun
Finally.
to be. This is a really fun thing to be put on me. I'm really stoked about it.
With whatever Fallon decides to do,
Yep.
Val will tell her to hang on a minute, and then go to whatever relevant system that Fallon is working on, is about to use, and Val will take a moment or two to use vent tape and elbow grease to just make sure that that specific system is rolling flat.
Okay.
Is working as intended when Fallon makes that roll.
Okay. So, and this is using one of the mechanic features, right?
This is a character feature that I have,
Got it.
which is your experience with repairing things without access to proper tools, training, or spare parts means that you can cobble something together to keep a damage system working for a few crucial minutes or hours, as long as you focus all your attention on it. So the entire time that Fallon is doing whatever she's doing, Val is just sitting there making sure that nothing is going wrong with that system.
Okay. I'll say as part of that, Val, give me a tech check. Because technically, if Fallon rolls, it's not at disadvantage, but you might instead lower the DC. We'll treat it like that. Yeah. 20 success. So if you make a history check, Fallon, it's DC 10. If you make piloting check, it's DC 13.
You have to hit a 3 on the die, and is that a flat roll or is that disadvantage still?
It's flat, just normal roll.
You're muted.
I either have to hit a 3 on the die or a 10 on the die.
Yep. One looks a lot better than the other.
I think I take the piloting check.
Hell yeah.
Okay,
Success.
that's 17 on the die, bitches.
We did it. We did
You
it.
start to switch to some of the long-range sensors, taking in the information that Merritt's helping to provide. As Val, you kind of keep, because of that system damage, you keep everything working functionally. So the ship's flowing with the information, correctly for a little bit of time. And Fallon, you're able to think back to, because you expand your sight and you start thinking about the landmarks, the little planets and stars that are labeled on your screen. And these aren't like ones that are named even like with full names. It's just strings of letters and numbers.
Mhm.
But there's some, you've been out there flying for a decade, more than a decade. And there's some familiar sites that come across and you're like, where would somebody go? What's a safer spot? What's like kind of out of the way to avoid raiders or pirates or anything like that? What might kind of provide that space?
Mhm.
And you're able to triangulate a little bit of a, not quite asteroid field, but instead a nearby kind of like almost like moon space where it's pretty stable, not a whole lot of galactic volatility, but with enough of a mass shadow that maybe other raiders or pirates wouldn't want to get stuck passing it in order to avoid their hyperdrives. But you also know it's not that strong where people would set it up as a trap, so it's better as a little hiding space. And you go ahead, using all the information, plug it in, and as you come out of another mini void jump, you see a ship hovering in space behind the shadow of that small moon out here in the void. And you
Hell
have
yeah.
seemingly found your target. Now the one thing is, as you approach that ship, the one that doesn't seem to be moving, somebody else pops out of void jump and begins to move over as well.
Does the ship look familiar at all? Or do you recognize any emblems?
All of you can go ahead and give me history checks.
Ooh.
Fallon and Merritt recognize these fighters that are pulling up, kind of a lot of black kind of detail with some of these crimson finishes as well, and images of dual axes emblemed on their wings. Because you've seen these ships before parked at Yokai Flux, not too far away. These are axe head ships. And there's only two. They're like two fighters. But they're not sending any... None of the weapons are prepping or firing, but they are almost like hovering near the ship. Almost like waiting for you all.
I look
Waiting
at
for
Fallon.
us.
Do you want me to send a message?
These are fighter ships.
Mhm.
There's more than one.
There's like two, and usually they only hold like maybe up to 2 people.
Yeah, go ahead and send a message.
All right. I send I open our communication channels to both ships at the same time, and I go, "Hello, we have a claim on this rescue mission. If you would just move on, that would be greatly appreciated. Thank you."
Would you look at that? We have a claim right here for the same mission. Same rescue. We both seem to have gotten here at the same time as well. And they kind
Do
of
we?
wait to
Are we
reply.
like whoever touches the ship first? Is that what we're going for now?
I mean, you almost like both of your ship and then those two fighters are both kind of hovering about equidistant from the ship in the middle. Up to you what you want to say to them.
I mute our microphones for just a second, and I turn to Fallon. Okay, what do I say?
I mean, what are they gonna do if we just continue with the rescue mission and just like ignore them?
That is fair.
Like, are they gonna come after us? Are they gonna try to kill us? Like, what?
They could just try to kill us and take the money. Because this is 2,000 credits.
We're like a lot bigger than them.
We could just destroy them.
We could, but do we really want to tango with?
I don't think we want to tango with them, but I don't think they want to tango with us if they know who we work for.
Go ahead and send them a message that we are. Oh God, what's the name of our company again?
The firm?
The firm. Go ahead and let them know that we are one of the firm's ships. And we are here on firm business.
I
The,
unmute. Oh, yes.
Sorry.
The chip suggestion.
the ship's comm device crackles on as Val from somewhere else in the ship trying to do some like hole patches says, "Hey, you know we saw them at the bar that's ran by the firm and used as like a hiring and like point of operations by the firm. They probably
That
work
is
for the same
very
people."
true.
And I will say real quick
But-
to your earlier history checks. So you know these folks, the Axe Heads. They're almost like a biker gang, but replace biker with fighter. They're a fighter gang. So there's actually a lot more than just like however many people are in this area. But you know, they're almost like a little group. So they don't always move together. People take their own jobs. They're like spacers, mercenaries. And you know, like with Yokai Flux, it's like they might not work directly for the firm, like even in a contractor capacity, but they might take open jobs, you know? That's like another thing where like sometimes the firm like fully outsources, right? It's not even like a contractor, it's straight up like, here's a temp job, right? Whoever wants to take it. So you think they're familiar with at least the firm to an extent, how it kind of operates. But
Gotcha.
this was an open job, right? This is just posted at Yokai Flux. It's like, hey, whoever wants it, take it.
Can we lie? Can we just say there was a change in plans and
Yeah,
the firm
I can-
has
Hey,
We can just
taken
name
on this
drop.
job?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Merritt's gonna lie. I'm very good at. Yeah, Merritt's gonna just unmute and say, "Well, it does seem like we appeared at the same time, but unfortunately, we are under contract with our associates at the firm for this mission. So, if you would please vacate the premises so we can get on with our day."
Go ahead and give me a deception check.
Yes.
Yes.
But don't fuck me. I rolled a 10. And that's an 18.
Kind of looks around. There's a pause. I haven't seen anything about a exclusive contract. I heard from some of the others what you did at the diner. I'm not trying to tango with you all right now. But money's money. How about you all take the fix? And I'll see what I can chat to the owner about an escort. A little side gig for us.
That sounds like a wonderful compromise.
Yeah.
All right. And then I just tell Fallon to approach the ship.
And you see the fighters start to do so as well. Like everyone's getting some sort of like docking procedure ready as you approach.
I'm pinging the still ship to try and see if anyone is there, if any systems are online. Just trying to get any signs of life.
You start to pick up some responses, and it seems like they might have like issues with their comms because it's almost coming through more like Morse code type. Like they're trying to punch through messages via signal or code. But it's just a quick, confirmation of you guys coming to help, and they're just like telling you to like dock and they can try and get you in.
Super quick. This is the second run-in we've had with these bikers. Can Val make a history check to try to recall if her brother ever had any run-ins with these guys before?
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a history check. He might have mentioned them. I think he might have like seen or not really too much dealt with that. You know what I mean? Probably just,
Gotcha.
like, yeah. If anything, maybe ended up drinking with a couple members at like some sort of tavern or hearth station, that kind of vibe. I will also say you and your brother, like where you're from, it's kind of to the opposite side of the hegemony, and these guys often roam more in like you're more to the east, if we want to say that in space here. They're a little bit more to the center and west of hegemony space.
Okay. Gotcha. Just wanted to know if Val should like cover up a little bit more or not.
Yeah, it's like it's nothing too like deep. They're not as like, it's like one of those things where like, hey, be careful, don't cause grudges, but it's like they're not the only fighter gang out there, and also they're not the most deadly. There's
Gotcha.
definitely others who are more like, stay away.
Cool.
But yeah, you guys are making this a deal, and it looks like you're no longer enemies. Maybe temporary allies. And
Cool.
as your
Let's
ships
dock.
kind of power down the weapons and you start docking in, you hop on out and you find yourself in this ship. This seems to be some sort of transport. It's got this long kind of, it's almost guitar shaped, if that makes sense. Like it's got the long kind of handle in a way. It seems to be meant for maybe like freight docking or something like that. Not quite sure. And it's also like doubles up as like its main primary offensive systems. But you begin to dock into one of the side halls. The axe heads are going to use life suits to dock and then kind of manually come down. And you come through one of these side airlocks into the ship, and you see there are two figures waiting for you. One in a little bit more standardized, maybe uniform and gear. And then somebody who's a little bit more like, just like the posture suggests in charge. I mean, a little bit more lax but commanding. Kind of wears a little mix of gear that you guys are familiar with, almost kind of mercenary gear in that way.
Can I greet them?
Yeah.
Hey, my name's Fallon. I pilot this bad boy right here. Nice to be doing business with you guys.
Yeah. You see, kind of looks up. He's got almost like a cigar or something like that lit up. Takes it out of his mouth, and this is a alienoid mortal, right? Not really human, but just some sort of general species in the galaxy. Kind of smiles, looking up at you. Thank you, Fallon. Nice to meet you and your crew, and sorry you guys came in different ships. Hope there's no trouble here.
Oh no,
We're
they
all
will
good.
be your lovely escorts. once your ship is up and fully operational.
Perfect. Not
They
to
do
use the
require an
folks.
additional fee, but we'll talk about that with you later.
Folks aren't usually this thoughtful, so I'll take what I can get. Takes like a big puff. Oh. I'm stuck in a void storm, and the damn systems are shut up, so any one of you that's good with tech would be mighty helpful to take a look at some of our engine and systems.
Is it just you right now, or is there another mechanic on board that I could talk to?
Me and my crew, but we don't really have a primary mechanic, you know. Me and the folks know how to keep things running, but fixing, you know, that's where you usually need experts and where you go to the space station docks. But as you can tell, can't really do that right now. And
I gotcha.
you know,
Fallon's gonna put her hands. She's gonna like stand in between Merritt and Val and put her hands on their shoulders. Just look in between them and be like, "This sounds so perfect for you guys."
Merritt looks at Val and at the ship crew. Goes, well, Val is the best mechanic I've ever met, so you're in good hands.
You're the best technician I've ever met. You want to take computer
Show me
stuff?
your
I'll take the
computers.
engine.
Merritt gets just a huge smile on her face.
I think that's a yes. All right, let's do it.
So Merritt and Val kind of working together, but splitting up across systems as you start taking a look, which leaves Fallon, you, we'll say Saskia's back in the ship. But, you know, you with the, it's actually 3 axe heads who are just kind of like looking around, taking a look at the ship, occasionally kind of glancing towards your group.
I'm gonna turn to the people who were like on this ship, who like the ones who sent the SOS.
Mhm.
Just be like, so what brought you guys all the way out here to Edge of Hegemony space?
Well, kind of looks over, glancing at all of you, seems to take you in. Might be running in similar circles and spaces. Reason I put this rescue insurance up on Yoka and Planet Nix. I'm a merchant. I trade in goods and some of the types that official police forces aren't too big of a fan of. You get the vibe.
I do. Yeah. Turns out they don't like us very much either, so yeah.
That's why I'm always happy to see that I learned the lesson early on. You gotta put these sorts of updates, or if you're gonna call for help, call from the right places, because you'd much rather have a few spacers show up, know the land, know the vibe, rather than a couple of BLO officers knocking on my door.
Yeah.
By the way, name's Ahmed. Captain Ahmed. To an extent.
Ahmed.
Mhm.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you. Like I said, I'm Fallon. My crew, Val and Merritt, who are working on your ship right now, and she's gonna point to the axe heads and be like, I don't know who these guys are, but they seem alright so far.
One of them goes, Axe Head Gang. Probably heard of us. And we'll be providing your escort on the way out, letting these fine folks take care of the fixes. Make sure none of the raiders or anybody else, bothers you on your way back. Another one shrugs. Yeah, you never know with the night claws running around. It was good to have a paid escort.
Are the night claws the ones that we know that we're like cool with?
No, they're the raider group that's been getting a little bit more bold here, even in hegemony space. They're the ones that, if you take them out, you get paid.
Yeah, it's open season on those.
And to
Gotcha.
clarify, it's because you guys cleared your background with the hegemony that you can kind of like take them out and get paid for it, right? Because you can, as long as you stay out of criminal status, if they're not gonna arrest you, they'll pay you for taking out bigger threats.
Right.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah, I mean, it's just they, making small talk. If there's anything you want to ask him about, you get the vibe. Like he says, like captain, but he also kind of notes like he's not really the one that does the flying. Other members on the crew do, but he's kind of captain that he like owns and leads the ship.
Gotcha. He's like Captain Kirk. Like he just sits in the chair.
Exactly. Yeah, he's kind of like that.
Gotcha.
He's not too big of a vessel. And yeah, as he's just out there, and Merritt and Val, do you guys immediately just jump into work?
Yeah, Barrett
Yeah.
is gonna find the person that handles the tech, the computers, any of those systems that she can work on. See if
Yeah,
they can give her any information.
You see, there's like a command room with a bunch of the screens and computers, all that kind of stuff. Two of the crew members there kind of nod as you approach. And you can see most of the folks, they seem to have like masks and other stuff. You're not sure if it's like an alien species where they don't quite, speak vocally or anything like that. But they start walking through using the screens to show the systems and things like that.
If the systems are like operational and she can like access the computers, or like, they turn on and she can get onto them, she's gonna try and use her fancy new hacking tools to try and actually get in to see if she can solve any issues.
Okay.
Or identify where things need to be fixed for Val.
Yeah.
Anything to be useful.
You can totally go for that. And then what is Val doing while that's happening?
So Val technically has a specialty of powers system. I don't have the features pulled up like directly in front of me right now. I don't know if that would apply to engines technically, but Charles Gordon. Val is just gonna go and try to like do like diagnostic checks on the power systems and engines of the ship, just to try to figure out like, okay, what went wrong where, what can I do just to get this, what can I fix for good, and like be like, hey, you don't need to pay for that to get fixed at a station now, so want to pay me half what you pay at a station, and then just like jerry rig everything else and be like, okay, you're good to go.
Okay. Yeah, and I'll say, you got power specialty, so that can work for engines. So yeah, I'll say if you want to make your tech check on Val's end, and if you want to make a data check on Merritt's end, kind of like lining up with what you guys are going after on the ship, you can totally do that. And Fallon, if there's anything you're doing with Emmett out here, just chilling. Let me also notice.
I'm gonna hang out, talk to these guys, see what they're up to, see what the hot goss is around outside of our little firm bubble.
I mean, you see one of the accents will kind of go up and say, where exactly are you from? You and your crew been making a lot of noise recently.
I mean, I don't really know where the others are from. I'm from Hytera. But, yeah. We sort of met in prison. So, yeah. But we're good at what we do, so I think that's probably what's most important.
What are you in for?
Stupid stuff. I was a hegemony cargo pilot for like 10 years, and the ship that they gave me to pilot was it was beautiful. It was a great ship, but the comms were busted. So I got my own comm system, put it in there, because it was a long hauler. So I was halfway across the known galaxy at that point. And turns out they really don't like when you retrofit stuff in government ships. So I got in some pretty big trouble for that.
Go ahead and give me, we'll call this persuasion or even piloting. I'll actually say piloting could work here. So you know these guys have had some tension ever since you messed with some of their members' job at the diner. When you talk about, jerry-rigging the ship, making your own upgrades on a government, technically, or corporate-owned commercial ship, you see, kind of looks over. Not bad. If you're any good with mods, you can always stop by at Hearth Station.
Hearth Station?
The Hearth Station. So back at Yokai.
Oh, gotcha. Yokai. Alright, well, once we're done here, we could always get a couple drinks or something.
Yeah. Doesn't sound too bad.
If this is being transmitted over comms, would Val get the feeling that they were kind of sussing her out at any point?
I will actually say this is probably not over comms because it's just next to each. Everyone's just in the room, and you're in a separate room with the engine. And speaking of, Merritt, you're struggling to get into some of the systems.
I'm having a bad time.
Yeah, and I guess what do you do when you realize you're struggling to try and get into the systems?
She's gonna, if she's not already, she's gonna use her new hand hacks technology. So she's gonna hold up her left hand, and her fingers, the skin peels back, and her fingers break apart to become better to plug into the computers. And she just tries to get in there.
Okay, it's almost like giving yourself advantage with the hacking hands.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, yeah, why not?
If you let me. Oh, that's so much better.
So you start to plug in, and there's a little surprise from some of the crew when your hand transforms to start to plug in. You're looking at the data, and they're like, I guess something's up, and then you suddenly plug in, and they're like, oh, and you start to get immediately into the systems. On the other end, Val, with a 21, go ahead and give me, you're going to make a follow-up check. And it's going to be investigation or insight. Whatever you prefer.
Let me look at my... Definitely investigation is preferred.
So with the 21, you're able to start working through, and hey, you're pretty good at this stuff. Specialty and power, kind of taking a look, and hey, you've been now working on a ship pretty recently. You got a lot more experience in a short amount of time. It doesn't seem too hard to get the engine running. You see, at least in a nice stable state, been able to take care of any long-term permanent damage, anything like that.
Does this feel like a novice job that someone with a little bit of experience could have done?
It's easy, Val. A little
Hmm.
too easy. The more you look at some of the flaws and issues here.
Over comms, while Val's working on it, she's gonna say, like over the comm set privately, hey, when we asked them about who runs shit here, they said that they had some people that could do mech stuff, right? Mechanical stuff, right?
Yeah.
Don't get cozy. And then she just keeps working.
How
Go ahead
many
real
crew
quick.
members have we seen?
Give me a deception or stealth check as you make that message into the comm set, because the crew member is with you in the engine room. Okay, I'm gonna roll for that.
Val
Okay.
can't get sneak attacked again after Mima.
Dude, I'd be pissed. I'd be fucking pissed.
We can't let Val be alone ever.
And as you say that, the same moment, Merritt, information is flashing through your eyes as you hack into the systems, now getting past some of the hard-coded limiters and blockers. I'm gonna ask you to make an insight or investigation check as well.
Oh joy.
Oh shit. Can I inside check these people?
As you hear the message, I'm gonna ask you, so here's the thing. Fallon, if you choose to react in that moment trying to insight, you're also gonna have to make a deception check to hide the fact that something's up, or you feel like something's up.
Oh no.
That's if you make the insight check. Or if you just want to look away, just, whistle and not try and read, you can do that. But if you want to try and read, you're going to have to hide it.
Can I use like my passive insight and try and hide it that way?
You
Just
can-
like see if I notice
just
anything?
general- Yeah. What's your passive insight?
16.
No. Captain Emmett's just making small talk. Nothing too unusual. I mean, like, the most unusual thing is, like, he starts whipping out some of his goods, which you start to see is, like, a couple, like, weapon mods, and, like, he's talking about some illicit substances he keeps in some of the storeroom,
Oh shit, he's a drug dealer.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's talking about like weapons and drugs. So in a way, it's like to you that's not that odd, considering like especially the place you've been staying at, the crews you've been hanging with. You're like, this isn't that weird. And he looks pretty normal. He's just like talking. He's got the salesman smile and pitch going. You already know he's like trying to sell. And like when the axe is kind of starting to think about maybe we can get maybe we got some credits to spend.
Is this seeming like too perfect to Fallon? Like, does this seem like maybe this has been like rehearsed a little bit? Like maybe he's too chill? Actually, you know what? I'm gonna ask him to meet his pilot.
Yeah, I'll say on a passive insight check, I mean, it looks rehearsed in the way that any sales pitch is rehearsed. You know what I mean? It's just like, yeah, of course. It's probably the spiel he gives every time, like, he thinks there's somebody to sell to. And I'll say in terms of pilot, it's the two folks in the command control center. It's less active piloting. They seem to use the astronav and that type of stuff. So it's the two people that Merritt's in the room with.
Shit, okay.
Before I make my roll, do I have advantage in any particular way? Would you be so kind?
I will say, because you have the ability, was it a spell or an innate feature to talk to the systems?
That is just an innate feature of my my sorcerer subclass.
I'm going to allow in this scenario advantage, yeah.
Maybe lower DC because Val made a call out too. Is that too much?
I'll say they both contribute to the advantage. Like, it's just the advantage just to pick something
You are
up.
so gracious and benevolent, DM. Thank you. Thank you, oh wonderful DM in all your glory and wisdom.
Some of the blockers that were in your way weren't necessarily from system damage, Marin. They might have been set up that way, but they actually ended up being blockers around certain data banks and stores in the ship. Specifically, the logs, previous points of travel, destinations, and other like scan information.
Can I just rip all that and like save it somewhere?
I mean, I'll say on the inside check, you don't need it. You're saving, but you're also looking through it in that moment.
Mhm.
And it's
Hell yeah.
odd. There's all these data points, all these stops, a lot of stops for a merchant to make, all throughout the edge of hegemony space, even dipping into the Holy Lands.
Can using my tech speech abilities, can I be like sending this real time via text somehow?
I'll say if you want to make a sleight of hand or stealth check or deception check to try and type away into your group's data pads without like making it look obvious or unusual, you can.
That's a 24.
Yeah, you're able to plug it away. Like, yeah, you're just making logs of the information, looking up any contextual, repair related details you have stored, stuff like that.
Perfect. So yeah, I'm like letting Val and Fallon know that they're like they've stopped here for this duration, they stopped here for this duration, they stopped here for this duration.
Does
All
it
this
show?
shady stuff.
Would there be any transcripts on there or anything like flight logs, like any transmissions for? Like usually, if you're boarding somewhere, you have to like announce your ship, get permission to dock, things like that. Are there any record of transmissions like that?
Yeah, there's some at like public stations, like Hearth stations, or even a mall station here and there. And there's also some odd stops on like, less commonly traveled planets. Again, like merchant usually prioritizes like speed or populous spaces for trade, but maybe it's for illicit dealings. But you can all make history checks as this data is sent out to see like, is it just like a smuggler's route, or is there something else going on here?
Val's from the opposite side of the verse, right?
The what?
Val's like we established earlier that Val's from out west and we're out
she's
east right now.
not all the way on the opposite side, not the opposite side of the verse, but opposite side of the hegemony, if that makes, you know what I mean? Like it's
Heard.
not the whole verse, but
Yeah, we're
Gotcha,
like over here, right?
yeah, real quick, I can like ping it out for you because you guys are like, you're still here, but you're picking up locations like here. M9 comes up here. There's like a stop at M3. It's a lot of here, and then yeah, Port Novad's over there.
This should still be history. I don't
Yeah.
think that was both those things together. I don't think what I was going to say would be relevant. And I still roll decently though.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
because
we roll like shit, so.
it's not your homeland that comes to mind. Nothing like that. Some of these coordinates, they stick in your mind. You kind of have to put down some of your... Or you try and make it look like you're examining something in the engine, but you're really just thinking. You've seen some of these coordinates not too long ago. Was it in the diner? Was it information that Merritt had found? No, not really. Wasn't it? Was it from one of your previous jobs before you hit the prison? No. It's not where it is. You remember. He was in a BLO station. Fallon was sharing what she found in the records. And you're helping.
Oh my.
Because you didn't just find your records, or the records for other contractors. It
The fucking butcher.
Open case
Sorry.
files for the butcher.
Fuck. Can I like?
Val is going to, upon making that revelation, just like discreetly pulls out her data pad to message the group chat and like in Thieves can't, but in a way that is like direct enough that my teammates can understand it, is basically saying like, hey, this is gonna be a pretty quick and easy job. Why don't we stop by like a station nearby and hey, I'll get us some good cuts of meat. What do y'all like? And in that she's saying like butcher, 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 butcher.
So with that, Fallon is fluent in Thieves' Cant, so she gets that right away,
Mhm.
and she immediately knows Oh, we're fucked.
Merritt doesn't get it.
So, who is the closest to Merritt right now? Is it me or Val?
I guess Fallon, but I'm gonna ask first for a deception check from Fallon.
What? What'd I
As
do?
you see the message on the data pad, you may know you are like, we're fucked. And in that moment, I'm gonna need you to play it as cool as you can. At least you're gonna have to try.
I
Or
wish
I'll-
I could roll my. Huh, okay, alright. I missed my IRL dice.
Okay. And in that moment, do you want to try and step into the command console room where Merritt is? In a way, because where you are, it's you, 3 axe heads, and then this Captain Ahmed.
Does one of these axe heads look like, would I know, like, one of them is their pilot or something?
They all seem pretty capable of flying the fighters, because they're like a fighter gang, so all of them take turns, like, flying ships. One of the ships just happened to be carrying 2 of them.
Can I, like, elbow nudge the one that I'm closest to and be like, hey, I want to go check out, like, their command console? You know, for a ship like this, I'm kind of curious to see if it's anything like what I used to fly. Do you want to go with me?
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check. Let's see. You got it. You said something about doing commercial flight, right? Yeah. It's not really our speed. You'll take a look. Your friend, the other one, done with the engines yet?
I don't know. I was gonna go check in with my friend who's in the command console anyways, just kind of make both stops, and see if I can get a hold of the one in engines too.
Yeah. And you see, he shrugs and says, "Yeah, I can go check the engines too." And Captain Ahmed's like, "Yeah, why not? Take a look. You all seem like whizzes at what you do. So, let's see if the old lady's all fired up and ready to leave."
Awesome. Thanks so much. And in doing that, the second that we're out of earshot from anybody else, I want to lean over to the guy who came with me, be like, hey.
Real quick. So he's saying he's going to check the engine, you're going to go to the command console. Because he doesn't really give a shit about commercial.
Are we walking opposite directions? Or would it be like down the same hallway and then we split off?
It's like 2 different hallways. Because you're splitting in this room through 2 different doors.
Fuck.
And the captain's saying he'll go with him to check the engine.
Fuck. The captain is going with
one of the axe heads to go
with the
check
axe
engine.
head? Okay, well, as soon as I get out of earshot, I'm gonna comms over to, like, the private comms.
Uh-huh.
Just say, don't respond. Val, the captain, the butcher, is on his way to you. Play it cool. Just focus on getting back to the ship. I'm getting Merritt right now.
Real quick, just to give you a little visualization. Let's go on over to the ship.
Ah, shit. There's a
Oh,
map.
I hate this. Oh, I'm nauseous.
So this is what I mean, Fallon, because you're like in this room, so he goes this way. So you're gonna have to choose. Do you like kind of like say, okay, yeah, I'm checking the, and do you try and make that comm right on this side of the door after they step out, or do you step into this door where there's 2 crew members and try and make the call?
Can I text it to them on my data pad?
Yeah, you can give me just like a quick, I'll say just deception of sleight of hand, just real quick, like playing it off, like yeah, just send a quick text, nothing too serious.
I don't even want them to know. I'm just gonna be like, yeah, see you guys in a second. And like literally the second they walk through this door, I'm running into this corner right here, sending the text as fast as I can and getting through this door.
Okay,
I'll do
stealth or sleight of hand. I'll say in that regards, because you're trying to hide that you're even doing it.
I'll do sleight of hand. Sounds fun. It's oh, they're the same modifier. Shit.
You start doing that. I'll say because you waited for them to get out the door. Instead, it's the other accents who are like, "What are you doing?" It's looking a little
Oh,
rushed.
yeah. Sorry, the other person who's with us, she's back on our ship. She was just texting me something about one of my settings on the flight deck, and I really didn't want her to change the setting, so I just had to really quickly tell her not to do that.
Okay. As you say that, I'm gonna ask. Yeah, can you go ahead and put your characters on the board real quick?
I don't know how.
You can go
Where
ahead
am I?
and drag them over. Oh, great point. Also, Merritt, how many hit points do you have? Is this your level 5 hit points?
Why am I
Yeah.
so big?
Don't
Oh.
say it like that.
Yeah, what does that? What does that mean? What does that mean?
22 hit
oh.
points is very respectable.
Huh?
Also,
22?
Marie, you can drag over the picture. I'll adjust the size. No worries.
Okay, thank you. Damn, I take up this whole fucking map.
I can feel it. You guys are set at my 22 foot. I simply don't know why.
And then let's get your token going. Yeah, 22. Yeah, that should be fine. That should be. 22. Ooh.
I don't like when the
Everyone
DM is
so
upset
mean
about
to
it.
me.
No worries, guys. So yeah, Fallon, you're tucked into this corner. They're like approaching, saying, "What are you doing?" This is kind of happening. Val, you got a message that he's coming to the engine room. What do you do?
Can I had something in my head that I wanted to express before the whole like movement thing
Yeah.
happened.
Mhm.
As soon as I make the connection to the butcher thing and call that out to the teammates, can I do like while I'm sending that message, like super quick, sends a message, puts her data pad away and kind of just like looks around really quick. Are there cameras in this engine room?
There's a few. Like what? There's probably only one main one. Yeah.
Can I in any way, like just with my power systems proficiency, can I find any way to just like accidentally like, shit, I just disconnected the wrong thing. That took power to the cameras.
You can give me a tech check, yeah.
Fuck.
You try and do that. Some of the lights flash in the ship, and one of the crew members kind of turns to you, and he like almost signs like, "What's going on?"
Sorry, just misaligned. I didn't realize that was connected to something there. I thought it was just. Let me just put it back. Just kind of tries to play it off like, just shit, my bad. Let me go about that.
Real quick, give me a perception check.
Decent at those.
There is a thud against the door, and you see. I realized because you rolled a nat 1. Crew member realizes something's up, but the thud isn't from them. The thud is from outside in the hallway. And I'm gonna ask everyone to go ahead and roll initiative.
Fuck.
Okay.
No.
Oh, shit.
Thank God. The first time Merritt's ever gotten.
God damn it. God damn it.
Before
I really-
teammates.
I just really hope the axe heads are picking up on it and that they also don't want to
No.
get fucked over by this butcher guy.
No, that ex-head just got killed.
Yeah,
100%.
actually dead.
Merritt, what would you like to do?
Okay. Did I get this message from Valen saying the butcher's on its way?
Yes. I will say, give me a quick investigation or insight check, because this isn't Thieves' Camp, so Merritt, you're like, you don't quite know it, but you're trying to pick up on, like, what Val's trying to say. Yeah,
Oh.
I think you read between the lines. Like, it's Thieves' Camp, but Val, I think, is aware that you're on the channel, so trying to keep it a little, like, cognizant. So you realize Butcher is, like, the thing that stands out, and I think you very quickly, like, we've only heard of one Butcher.
Hmm.
And that shit was not nice.
That,
Sorry.
if that's the case, and I'm currently in their systems, can I just start shutting shit down? Shut off the cameras, shut off the lights.
Yes, you can. Go for it.
Perfect.
So I will say,
Sorry, Cap.
I'll say because you're already in the system, if you want to use your action, it's not no check required. If you want to make it less than an action, it'll take a check.
Alright, perfect. Okay, here's what Merritt is gonna do. She's going to, as much of this as she can do, she's going to, 1, cut off cameras, turn them off entirely. 2, turn on an alarm. And 3, unlock all of the doors she can.
Okay. And you're doing this as your action?
Yes.
You hit, and all of a sudden, alarms start blaring. Lights turn off, so it's just the red of the alarms.
Mm-hmm.
And the doors shift open as you see Fallon and the accents all of a sudden looking in confusion. The crew members, interestingly enough, not drawing weapons. But one of them snaps a little too fast their neck in your direction, Merritt. And as some of the other doors begin to open up, I'll say some of this you guys can't see because of angles. Well, I'll just show this much. But Val, the door nearest to you opens up, and you see Captain Emmett with a hand piercing through the abdomen of one of the axe heads, who's still alive and trying to reach for a weapon. And he turns, moving the cigar over to the other side of his mouth, and like with his other unbloodied hand takes it out of his mouth. Oh. I guess the jig is up, and it's time to dance, my new friends. Because I'm
I hate this.
hungry, and he pulls his hand out.
Hungry? He's gonna eat us.
Merritt, what do you want to do?
Alright. After I do that, Merritt is gonna unplug, and she's gonna turn to the 2 crewmates while backing away from them, and just say, "You don't have to work for him. You don't have to work for him."
That's gonna be 2 opportunity attacks.
Yeah, that's fine.
We're gonna go for, yeah, just roll the dice at the same time. That is a 14 to hit and a 17 to hit.
Could I have cast mage armor before we got on the show?
Yeah, I'll say you would have had mage armor. Yeah, for sure. That's like a morning of the day type thing.
Yeah, I also use my my sorcery point to give me 16 hours of mage armor.
Yep. So you got that nice,
FYI.
long lasting.
Okay, I have to equip my mage armor, so it actually, there we go. Okay, so that gives me an AC of 16.
16. So only the second attack will hit. Go ahead and give me a strength save.
That's a 19.
Dang it. Okay, so you will take 6 points of slashing damage, but you will not be grappled. And you realize they didn't strike you with a sword or a weapon. It's their hand that they slash across with, as claws kind of sticking out the edge of their gloves.
And yeah, she's gonna after getting sliced, she's gonna stumble out into into Fallon. That's her. 30 feet. Yeah, she's gonna get as far back as she can, calling out, holding up her well, she's not bleeding. Yeah, so she's gonna back away as far as she can and try and tell the axe heads, hey, they're attacking us. They're evil serial killers.
Give me a
None of
persuasion
us are
check.
getting paid. Please.
They're looking at you, weapons ready. You see they have like battle fists, and they pull out repeaters, just being like, "What the fuck is going on? What did you just do?"
They're
And you
serial
see-
killers.
What? they're just like, what's going? They're so lost. And you see the darkness is a little annoying as they're trying to turn on their visors as well. And is that it for your turn, Merritt?
That is my action, my movement. I don't believe I have any bonus action worth doing. Yeah, so that's my turn.
Okay. I'm gonna double check something. Yeah, okay. So these fellas are gonna run up to one Fallon and start attacking.
Can I take smuggler shot if I'm not surprised?
That's right. You are not surprised because you're already aware something's off. Go ahead and take your smuggler shot before they get up close.
Perfect! I'm gonna fire my repeater at the one who's going faster and or closest to me.
Hell yeah.
That's a 10 to hit.
You fire the repeater. Like, it's a smuggler shot, so it's a quick draw, like, fire. And you
That's-
see...
Is that a 10 to hit? Oh, wait, no, never mind. Sorry, I misread it.
No, you're good. Always good to make sure. Yes. And you see the one you shoot at snaps their spine almost like 90 degrees forward, ducking out of the way of the shot and then snapping back up.
Ew! Okay. Hate this.
And they get
Awesome.
close. So actually, let's actually split the attacks. Why not? Be nice about it. So the one that scratched you, Merritt, is still hunting you
Don't
down.
split them. Don't split them. She has 22 hit points.
I'm fine. I have 22 hit points and an AC of 16. I'm invincible.
That is
one-
just so not true.
That's
One
actually...
attack misses. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, that's actually an insane fucking AC, though.
I also have a
You
16.
Mage armor.
Why do I have the lowest AC?
That's a you problem.
Could just be. You. Oh, yeah, you do have the lowest AC.
Yeah.
You got less con than they've got dex, or I guess you've got as much con as Merritt has dex. But mage armor for the win. And speaking of mage armor, one of these claw attacks bounces off, but the other drives through Merritt. That's a 20 to hit, dirty 20 to hit. Go ahead and give me another strength save.
Okay.
Ooh.
I have this ability called Magical Guidance.
Yep.
It's a free action.
So that unfortunately
It says
cannot-
ability check.
Yes. So that will not come
There's
into play here.
several reasons why it's wrong. Okay.
No worries, no worries. We Elsa played a sorcerer last campaign, so we had a lot of magical guidance going on.
Okay.
So all good.
Understood.
You will unfortunately take 6 more slashing damage, and you are grappled as the claws dig in, and you get pulled close. And from the mask, the other hand peels it away as teeth descend, and they will try and bite down at you.
Okay. All right.
It's a nat 20.
Ooh.
Now, I'm gonna ask, or I think we might know the answer. I'm gonna double check something with you on the side, Merritt.
This is like making my spine uncomfortable. I hate this.
Was this the Reaver influence thing that you had mentioned, Rex?
We'll see.
Oh god. Oh god.
What's the Reaver influence?
Have we talked about Firefly? You were talking about Firefly with
I was
your
talking
in-game.
about Firefly with my other group because we're also doing like a sci-fi campaign.
So, actually, something interesting happens here that Fallon, you probably close enough to see as the teeth pierce in, and there's a look that you weren't expecting of surprise on this person's face as they bite down into Merritt's arm. Merritt, you will not be taking some of this damage.
Right. So they don't eat robots. Right. So they are flesh-eating robots and not robot-eating robots. At least they're not cannibals. Great.
It is still, unfortunately, a crit. So
Yeah.
Big pain here. So what's going to happen is you will not take any of the necrotic damage that follows.
Oh, lovely.
And
Oh,
At least you
instead-
won't take necrotic damage. You'll just lose a chunk of your shoulder.
This is, it's not too bad, right, guys? Right. And why is being weird about this? Okay, but I'll show you anyway. You will take 3 plus 3 is 6, and then one of the dice gets maxed out, so it's another 6. You will take 12 points of piercing damage.
All right, Merritt's unconscious.
As it like crunches and you hear the metal like squeal, and then bits of liquid does come out. It's not blood, it's something else. Maybe like oils, lubricants, things that are still vital but not the same. As it spits out a chunk of metal, drops Merritt to the ground, turns looking at you, Fallon. And you're gonna get attacked twice by the other guy.
Oh my god.
Awesome.
Both attacks are actually gonna miss because that's a 2 and a 4 on the dice. So you see that and immediately you had those instincts already on overdrive with your like smuggler shot, and you begin ducking and weaving out of the way as 2 claw attacks come out. The second one that misses strikes, and you see the claw mark. This hand is strong enough that it leaves like these little like almost dents from the claw nail in like some of the metal wall of the ship. Kind of pulling.
Am I close enough to them to make opportunity attacks?
They're not exiting your range. They're just right next to you. So
Gotcha.
There's like some features, but I don't think Fallon has. So yeah, for now it's
I
no
don't.
opportunity attacks. I will say them biting into Merritt's arm in close enough range as the axe head's visors start to turn on, they start going fuck, and then they're getting ready to fight you. This is clearly unusual. They're like serial killer.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? These are upstanding
God
young
We
folk.
fucking told
I
you
know.
guys.
And actually, before the crew's done, there's got one more over near Val, who's gonna go ahead and attack twice.
Shit.
Okay.
Does a 15 hit?
15 will just hit. However,
Mhm.
You know what? Can I ask a favor?
Yeah.
Can you tell me what the next attack die would be as well before I make a decision on what I want to do here? Or
Yes,
is
I
that
can.
not something we're cool with?
because the other claw is already digging into your abdomen with a natural 20.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to parry that natural 20. I'll take the 15.
You're gonna parry the natural 20, or do you mean the other one?
Or
Or does parry reduce damage?
Parry lets me roll an exploit die and add it to my armor class. If I roll a 6, that nat 20 doesn't hit.
The nat 20 is gonna auto hit.
Oh shit.
And it also,
They
by
have
the way, the total
attack.
is gonna be a 25 with the natural.
Yeah,
20.
right. Okay. Yeah, I'll parry the first one then instead.
Okay.
My bad. I missed.
No, you're good.
I got scared.
I mean, that's how it is with nat 20s. Damage reduction is great against them, but AC unfortunately doesn't really change the game.
Don't check. No, I don't have any damage reduction. God damn it! And we don't have uncanny dodge yet. God damn it!
Oh.
Yeah, that 15 wouldn't hit.
Yep, that one hit, but you will take 2 plus 3 plus 6, so 11 points of slashing damage, and go ahead and give me a strength save.
Okay. Good at those. You're joking.
I swear to God, if I have to fight these fucks by myself, I'm gonna be pissed.
I'm fine.
You're grappled, Val.
Val has at least 25 hit points.
And this person's also going to pull down their mask and try and bite you. That will miss. That's a 10 to hit. So you're able to almost like, even though they're grabbing you, you almost like clock their face, which like tilts, but starts to tilt back as if, you know, their bones and flesh are a little bit more like suggestions. And that is going to be it for all of the crew members. Val, it is your turn.
Okay. Grappling rules. I can make another strength saving throw to try to get out of it immediately, right?
So the way
Or is it
grapple
athletics check?
you can. Oh, why did the character sheet reload? So you can either use your action to try and escape against the DC, which is 12, or because it's like a normal melee grapple, you can try and use a. Oh, you're a rogue, so it really doesn't make a difference. It's gonna be an action because the other option is like shove. Actually, you're a special kind of rogue. If you can somehow bonus action shove, then you could break the grapple if you shove them off you.
I think I can bonus action shove, which would be better than the other idea that I had as an alternative.
Yeah, I think your ability might be if you punch him, you get to also shove.
Yeah, hang on.
And then also a quick note, Fallon, you're gonna be up next, just FYI.
School Hard Knocks.
I'm so scared.
Yeah, I can cunning action shove.
Okay. You wanted to start with that to break the grapple,
Yep.
or do you want to start with the hit? Up to you.
I'll start with cunning action shove.
Okay, go ahead and give me your athletics check.
Pretty good at those.
The 19 on their end.
You're joking.
Now, you could, I believe the Laser Llama Rogue, you do have Devious Skill. You can you can expend an exploit dice on your ability checks, if you want to do that.
I didn't know I had that.
It's like an innate part of exploits.
Heard. Yeah, I'll drop that.
Hell yeah. Bumps you up to a 20, and you will succeed as you really grit your teeth and shove. You hear as their body clangs against the metal here. You're no longer grappled, and that's your bonus action, but you still got your main action.
Okay. Now that I know these guys are grapplers, I kind of want to just see how much damage I can do to him instead of helping the other axe head.
Real quick, I will clarify something here in this moment,
Mhm.
Val. You can, because you succeed on the shove, you can shove him, or shove them to break the grapple,
Mm-hmm.
or you can shove them prone rather than away. You can shove them prone, so you're still grappled, but you can get advantage on your hit.
Yeah, I will kind of like... Val's 5'2", right? Pax fought in a lot of underground fighting rings. Val knows how to fucking fight. On success of this grapple, it's a jujitsu move to be like, oh, you want to hold me down? Hold me down to the floor. Let's try that. And it's kind of like martial arts, sweeping a leg, keeping the grapple, but then Val is taking control of the grapple, essentially. And is going to just kind of whiff that. Like, partly damage would be slamming them down to the ground. The other part would be like getting an elbow in and bashing it against their head.
Oh yeah, go ahead and make that attack roll at advantage. And I assume you'll be using your Battle Fist for this?
I did on Arbor Strike, but it's the same modifier, so I will put the Battle Fist into it.
I'll tell you that a 21 does hit, so you're going to go ahead and roll 1d8 for Battle Fist and 3d6 for Sneak Attack as you had advantage.
Is it 3d6? Because I think it should be 2d6 at this level, unless I missed my up on that.
At level 5, you guys will get 3d6.
Sick. So that's a 9 on the Battle Fist. Wait, hang on. Okay, no, it was auto-adding modifier, never mind. And that's a 12 with the Sneak Attack.
21 points of damage is a massive hit. As you feel bones crack and the body kind of almost like squish beneath the weight of your fist, as you see this individual snarl out, and you can see their kind of fangs that have come out of their mouth as they snarl and slamming down. It means clearly a very damaging attack. And but the way they move, it's weird. They're in pain, but you don't see blood coming out. And though their innards are kind of like crushed and their bones crushed, for some reason their body still kind of stays somewhat together. Not like it's regenerating, but just like it's not normal anatomy. Like they're not quite living the way you'd expect.
Okay.
But yeah, that's bonus action and action for Val, and I guess no movement. Because you are still grappled, even though you're the one kind of slamming their head into the ground and like elbowing.
Yeah. But this also means that they get advantage on me for attacks?
No, technically they're on the ground, you're not.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you can think of it like kind of like what you described, like you were held and then you kind of hit him backwards and then went for an elbow, but you're still technically somewhat upright.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and if that's it for Val's turn, Fallon, you're up.
Ah, shit. Okay. So, here's what we're gonna do. We are, unfortunately, Val, love you so much. We're just gonna have to ignore the things happening on the left side of the ship. So we're gonna come over here. I'm gonna look nice and close, and upon seeing Merritt just crumple to the floor, Fallon is going through so many different emotions at once. She's terrified, but she's furiously angry. She is trying so hard to figure out what the right thing is to do in this moment, and she just gets so horrifically angry. What is my exploit die? Is it a...
Oh, just like what is the size of the dice?
Yeah.
It's a D6.
It's a D6.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let me make sure that's updated. Sorry. Yeah. D6, yeah.
Okay. She is going to, in a fit of both terror and rage, she is going to shoot at this one here that is biting down on Merritt, and Not only am I gonna make the attack
Well-
die with the repeater.
Real quick, sorry. To clarify, it's disadvantage if you're this close with a ranged weapon. That's the thing.
Okay, let me roll that at disadvantage then.
Melee weapons would be normal.
Still
so-
better.
Yeah. Technically, we would take it would be 9 and then one more roll, but 9 is the lowest. So you're gonna try and aim up close. It's gonna fire, and they kind of knock your arm aside. Your shot misses.
What I'm gonna do though, actually, is I'm gonna use an exploit dice for precision strike.
Hell yeah.
So I'm gonna roll that exploit dice, which is 1d6, and that adds 4 to my attack roll there.
13?
So that would bring me to 13.
13. Let's see. As you fire the shot, you see again a rapid movement and a tactical nanofiber vest that helps take this hit without dealing damage. 13
Okay.
is not enough to hit.
Okay. 13 is not enough to hit. Okay.
And I'll also
Okay.
note, because the lights are down, Fallon, you realize that only the doorways, because that's where like the alarms are, have visibility. So you're also like you're not taking disadvantage from light right now, but if you try and move out of the vicinity of any of the doors, it's going to be a lot harder to see. Because I don't believe Fallon has dark vision, right?
No, I do not have dark vision.
So yeah, it'll be a lot tougher to see then.
Okay.
But you do have your bonus action movement right now, if there is anything you want to do with that.
So, if I take a bonus action, I can also use cunning action.
Yeah, cutting action would be your bonus action. If there's anything you want to do there, like dash or hide. Hide might be difficult because you're right in front of them. But you can disengage, for example, and they won't be able to take opportunity attacks. You can try that. And I will say, the axe heads go after you. Like, you see them readying their weapons to, like, attack. So maybe if you want to get out of here and they can kind of become frontline instead, those might be some of the thoughts going through your mind. But up to you.
I don't know what to do.
What's it going to be?
I am going to... I'm going to bonus action disengage. And I'm gonna move or I'm gonna try to like feel my way around and see if I can't get just like up. Or
Yeah, I think you have like 30 feet of movement, so you can get...
I can get pretty far. I'm gonna bonus action disengage, and I'm gonna start going this way. I'll say
to the right.
To the left. I'm gonna start going to the left. I'm gonna I'm just gonna go like right up into this corner right here. I'm not gonna go all the way through the doorway. I don't want them to see me.
Do you want to try, because you're not using full 30 feet, do you want to try and grab Merritt on your way?
I do, but last time I tried to grab Merritt, things went poorly.
You can try and get an athletics check, yeah. See if you can pull
Merritt
Merritt along.
I will try to pick Merritt up on the way. Oops, that was still a disadvantage. My
No worries.
bad.
We'll take the leftmost, and on an 8, you grab Merritt, you feel the oil or liquids kind of coursing through your hand. You feel the weight, though, of Merritt, and you cannot drag her along. On an 8,
Fuck.
you have to leave her there.
Everyone I love is gonna die.
And as those thoughts course through your mind, Fallon, you duck into this corner, the door open, and something horrible lying on the other side of it. And we'll see what the axe heads do. As these two are going to run up, square up, and start throwing hands, because that's what the axe heads are good at. You see they've got ballistic gloves up and loaded, and they're going to start throwing fists. We're going to see them make... they're going to actually try and shove. They have brawling fighting style. So, let's see. This is going to be left. This is going to be right. That is a 15 and a 24. That's pretty good. Let's see what their opponents roll for their acrobatics. That is 12. Okay, so both of them get shoved prone. Both of these guys are now prone. Let's put the symbol for down on the ground. And as the axe heads shove them to the ground, they kind of wind up their fist and go for a punch. So leftmost is going to roll at advantage because they're prone. 16 to hit. And the other guy is going to roll 22 to hit, which are both hits. And they're going to each use their ability punch and grab, where when they hit a creature with an unarmed strike, they can attempt to grapple that creature. So they shove him prone, they punch, and then try and grab on. Let's see. This is going to be Vampire, this is going to be Axehead. Axehead succeeds. Vampire Axehead. Okay, so these guys start going to town. This is their specialty. They're rough and tumble kind of brawlers. They are going to smack this guy in the face and deal... Okay, well, that was kind of pathetic, but I'll take it. 4 damage, but they will grapple this guy on the ground. And the other one will take 5 damage, but is not grappled on the ground, just prone. So you see them holding them down, beating them up, just being like, what the fuck are you? And they're just punching as hard as they can. And we have our axe head that you can see, Val, as you're kind of jujitsu boxing and fighting this crew member. You turn and see this axe head with like a hole in their gut. Look up, take a deep breath, and they're going to use second wind. They're going to brace up. They will try and lock in this moment. Get back 10 hit points. And they are going to go for a swing. Um, 12 plus 5 is 17. 17 does hit. So you see, kind of looks up, turns, and clocks Emmett across the face for 6 points of damage. And you know what? Fuck it. He's gonna try and use punch and grab. He's also gonna try and grapple. That's a nat 20. And so you see, even with all, he kind of like hits a med pack, punches the captain, like shoves him against the wall, and holds him down. He's like, you're gonna fucking pay. And now, it is the captain's turn. As he smiles, even as he's being held back. Oh. I don't think I'll be paying anything. But I will be collecting. And even as he's being held by his collar, he drags like a fingernail that's extended across the face of the axe head. Quite a bit I've been hungry for. You see the nail kind of reaching to the vein on the neck. And he's going to go ahead and make a claw attack. $18 to hit. Yeah, that's 23 to hit. And as he does that, he jams his hand into the axe head's neck. And that is going to be 14 plus 12. 26 points of damage as he jams his head, neck Sorry, javes his hand through the neck of the axe head and kills him. His body crumbling to the ground. And you see Emid as he takes... And you see fangs extending as he tastes the blood off of his hand. Pauses. And seemingly looks past the wall at you, Fallon.
What?
And he's gonna take slow, careful, steady steps. Stopping. Turning. He's gonna smile looking down at you. No need to be afraid. Why don't you join in the fun as well? And as he says that and makes eye contact with you, you see everything else begin to shift and twist. The lights in space all stretching away until just his eyes remain. These piercing, crimson, red eyes. Go ahead and give me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
And as you look into his eyes, you just hear a voice echo through your mind. Now go, my child. Enjoy them. Go ahead, and it's going to be a melee attack, so you feel your hand go to your side, grab... What is the main melee weapon you have?
My laser sword?
Okay. You go, grab, rush out, and I'm going to ask you to make a laser sword attack roll.
I don't want to. Can I do the one hand? Can I make it less?
Now we'll go two-handed, no worries.
Fuck.
Don't worry, we got this.
Okay, at least it misses.
You, like, it's such a jerked, like, motion that feels unnatural to you, because, like, part of you is, like, fighting back, but also confused. As you draw the blade, ignite it, and swing, and the axe head stumbles out of the way, like, what the fuck are you doing? And your eyes, in his visor, he sees a crimson glow over your eyes. And in terms of Emid's expression, you no longer know what's on his face, as that's the end of his turn. With that, Merritt, what would you like to do?
I believe I have to roll a death save.
Okay, go ahead and roll. You can keep it hidden if you'd like. Okay.
Alright.
The crew are gonna go. This one's gonna get up, no longer prone, and start swinging. One hit. But not grappled. He will take 7 slashing damage as this crew member and axe head are in a violent struggle, and this crew member is still grappled, so he's actually gonna try and break out. Let's see. Vampire axe head. He does not break out. The axe head holds him down, and he's gonna go for a disadvantage attack roll. But he will hit. 5 plus 3, 8 points of damage, as even though he's being held down, slashes across the axe head. And these guys are locked in, like, Mortal Kombat. And with that, Val, it is your turn. And I will also remind you, because you've been fighting now for, like, a turn, even with the lights and all, you can kind of see. So if there's any, like, free action checks you want to try and make about the crew or the captain, you're welcome to do so.
Gotcha. Just want to double check something real quick. It was only 11 points of damage I took on that initial D20, on that nat 20 hit, right?
I think it was only 11, yes. Oh,
okay.
And sorry, this guy gets to go too. I should remember that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's like, I should have more missing hit points, I think.
So he will get up from being prone, because you knocked him down, but he just gets right back up, still holding, and kind of holding you from behind as you kind of suplex him a little bit before. He's now trying to, like, rake the claws across. So you're going to make 2 attack rolls. So one of those is definitely gonna hit. Go ahead and oh, you're already grappled, so I guess it doesn't make a difference. You are going to take 13 points of slashing damage,
Fuck.
and I'll let you know that was another nat 20.
Okay. Cool.
And as you're being held down, they cannot land the bite though. They slash you, but you're almost like using one hand to hold back as you can feel this like cold breath as like the fangs are trying to bite into your neck.
Mm-hmm.
But now it is your turn.
Okay. This is being really annoying. Is there... Which my words? Okay. Can I... Here's my thought process and like a little bit about how I think this could work, but I want to make sure to run this by you first. I want to try to reverse the grapple again. And I don't want to immediately like, is there a way that I could try to say use my cunning action or my ruffian cunning action to like just reverse the grapple and then use an exploit off of a melee attack at advantage to where it's like I knock him prone and then I use an exploit to effectively fuck no, that's not what I meant.
What I'll say is this. You can do the same thing as before. Try and shove them prone, so you'll stay grappled, but you'll get advantage. Now, I will say, you can tell they're pretty fucked up from you. Your last hit was big. So there's also a world where maybe you just try and finish them off now to save your cunning action for something else. Because they you know, this is way past bloody. That one hit from you is it's almost a KO.
Mm-hmm. Let me look at something real quick. I realized I got no, well, I'll ask that later. That feels like a lot to ask right now. It'd be at disadvantage because I'm grappled right now, right?
The attack roll would not be a disadvantage. This grapple does not it doesn't apply anything, yeah.
Oh, okay. It's just no movement?
Just no movement, and you know you won't get sneak attack because like you're not, you know, you don't have advantage or no allies, but they look pretty fucked up.
That's fine. Yeah, I'm just gonna try to hit him with the battle fist again.
Okay.
That was at advantage. It wasn't meant to be.
It's
sorry.
supposed to be 16, but don't be worried,
Yeah.
because 16 still hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
It just hurts to see it wasted.
I know, that's so sad. That's just a 4. No, I want him off of me.
I will real quickly say before you burn anything, Zal. You take that battle fist as they're trying to. You're holding their jaws back from clamping down, and with one hand holding them, the other hand you turn and punch right back, and something cracks beneath the weight of your fist, and their body drops.
Okay. Sick. I have my movement back, right?
Yeah, you still have, you didn't lose any movement now that you're not grappled. You got all your normal movement. You still have bonus action, and yeah, you can see the crew member now in a little bit better detail because they're not moving and they're on the ground. I mean, it's fucked up because of your punches, but you can see them a little bit clearer now.
Gotcha. Let me look at my exploit quick.
and then Fallon, you're gonna go after. Just keeping that in mind. And Merritt's not too far from you on the ground, Fallon. If you want to do anything on your turn, just FYI.
Really quickly, how am I charmed? Is that what's happening, or?
Oh, sorry, I should have clarified. As soon as you did that, it's like that the control fades.
Okay.
Oh, so it's just
Like-
one attack.
Yeah. It was just that one attack, and then you were like, what the hell? And you kind of like fought back control, which helped you miss.
Okay.
Okay. That's good to know. That does influence me a little bit. When we met the captain, does he seem like a... Could I do like a free action to kind of like retroactively insight check or perception check? Like, is this martial or spellcaster, basically?
I'm gonna say no. Here's what I'll say. Separate from the check, you, Val, when the doors open, saw him have a hand through a person's like abdomen, and when the person shoved them against the wall, Captain Emmett smiled and took the same bloodied hand and just punched it through their throat.
Heard.
Seems pretty
Okay.
magical.
Yeah.
He's a wizard.
He's a wizard. 100% a wizard. 100% a wizard.
I mean,
Yeah,
he's talking about like being hungry and thirsty, and he's like drinking or like licking the blood off of his hand. So, you know, something's up. Something's off.
This is
He's a
some
vampire.
vampire, or this is some fuck ass homebrew. They made Blood Hunter good. And yeah, I think just Val is just gonna be like, I don't know where my friends are. I just saw one of the dudes who came with die, and he turned to look at my friends. So what Val's gonna do is just run up behind him, and just with a motion of speed, just immediately come up behind him and just do like a swift, like slide, and then kind of just a slide just to get low, so I can hit him with the higher die of the battle fist. And upon hit, I do want to pump one blast exploit into this.
Okay. As you rush up to punch him, you for a moment look up as you like, because you slide and then aim up, and you see a pair of crimson eyes. Go ahead and give me a wisdom saving throw.
Fucking damn it, I'm not good at those.
Okay. As you feel your mind kind of shift like a headache, or it's actually close to a loss of balance for a moment. You're going to get a D4 penalty to your attack rolls until the end of your next turn.
The end of my next turn?
But you can still go for the punch. It's just a D4 penalty up to you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm still going for the punch.
Okay.
D4.
So, I'll say he could roll a 4, and that's not changing the fact that this thing hits.
Yeah, just for the fact that he has a bullshit annoying reaction into it. I don't have another attack though. If I use my exploit exposing strike, which is I hit a target, you can expend exploit die to weaken it. The first attack made against it before the start of your next turn has advantage, and on hit, that attack deals damage, bonus damage equal to your exploit die. Let's say I hit him with that, and then I call out that I fucked him up, and Fallon or one of the axe heads decides to attack him. Do they get the exploit die on top of that?
Yeah. It's like for your ally. It's meant to be like a teamwork ability. Yep.
Okay, cool. Actually, no. Because I know that being prone invokes advantage, and I know there's another rogue on my team. So instead, what I'm going to do is pump this with a sweeping strike, which was what I was initially intending. So he needs to make his choice of a strength or dex saving throw. DC 14.
You go for the sliding kick, and you've hit metal. Or at least it feels that way. Because that is going to be a 22 on a strength save, as he does not even buckle to that hit.
Okay, that's fine. It's still damage on that.
Yep.
Good to know.
Still 8 points of damage. As his like leg bends a little, but you can you still get that sensation like he doesn't lose balance. He just looks at you annoyed.
Okay.
With that, Vala, it is Fallon's turn. Fallon, what would you like to do?
If I attack this fucker, can I get advantage since we're flanking him?
Not from flanking, but he is being held on the ground by the axe head, so you would get advantage. With the sword, because it's a melee weapon.
No, sorry. The evil man. Big evil man.
Oh, you're talking about Captain Emmett?
Yeah.
You will not get you won't get flanking, but you will get sneak attack. So it'll be a flat roll, but it will give you sneak attack if you hit.
Oh, so I can either hit this guy for advantage or this guy for sneak attack. Fuck it, I got the two-handed laser sword. Ah! That's a critical hit, by the way. That's a crit hit, by the way.
Against
Plus sneak attack.
Emmett.
That's at Emmett.
Oh.
Oh,
Might be
yeah.
fucking ruined. Oh my god. And you're using your laser
Gonna
sword for
ruin
this?
the tour.
I'm using my two-handed laser sword, yes.
Okay, so the damage dice here, we're gonna take it one at a time. We're gonna start with your weapon dice. The way we do it, as a reminder, crit, your first dice gets maxed. So just roll 1d10 right now for the two-handed. Yeah, we can use this. So I think this is gonna be, yep, the 5. And so your sword is automatically going to do 10, because the d10 dice gets maxed. Your bonus, dexterity, I believe, is +4, right?
The modifier, yes.
Yeah. So you're at... Oh god, there's like a little fly. Sorry. 14 plus 5 is 19. We're at 19 points of damage. Now we're going to add sneak attack, which is doubled, so go ahead and roll 6d6. And I will say, quick note, Fallon, because this might come into play. I'm gonna double check your character sheet too. Okay, I actually don't think you have anything that applies here, because some of the exploits are on hits, and those can be used. But I think the one you have, trick shot, is only for ranged or thrown weapons, so that would not apply.
Yeah.
Unless
That's
you know,
fine.
fuck it. It's a nat 20. If you want to say you throw your sword at this guy, I will allow you to add that exploit.
Chuck
But
it.
the idea is you'll lose the sword, right? So just keep that, not like permanently, but just like in this moment, you won't have it in your hand anymore. So if you want to get a little
Yeah.
extra damage in, do you want to try that?
No, I think I'm just gonna stick with the 66 because either way I'm doing a shit ton of damage, and if I don't kill him, I don't want to not have my sword with me.
Fair enough. Seeing if I could bait a little sword loss, just in case.
Nope. So I'm gonna roll 66 for 30 points. So I believe that gets me to 44 points of damage.
49.
49 points of damage. Did I one hit this guy?
Also, it's radiant.
Also, it's radiant damage. That's 49 hits. That's 49 points of radiant damage.
There's this thing. There's this thing where radiant damage is extra effective against him.
He's a
And-
fucking vampire. Okay.
The Axehead, who bravely sacrificed themselves, and Val both did a little bit of damage. Solid amount. Nothing too crazy, but decent amount. And so when you turn and run up to him and stab him for 59 points of damage because he takes an additional 10 from Radiant. I'm gonna ask Fallon, how do you want to do this?
Yes, yes, thank God.
Okay. Okay, so Fallon has just swung at this axe head and she's like, what the fuck? That's not me. And she realizes that this guy has somehow gotten into her mind. And she's looking at what's happening around her. She sees Merritt on the ground, crumpled. She sees these axe heads grappling and fighting with these two goons of this guy. And she heard Val behind her trying to hit. And for a moment, she sort of has this flashback of feeling helpless and like there was nothing she could do. And that sheer rage just forces her body as she turns around and she just full sprints at Emmett and just drives this sword through and up into his sternum and just watches as he dies.
As you drive the blade up and through, Ahmed is shocked at the sudden appearance of the blade of light, because the thing you didn't see when you were facing away from him was a shimmer of fear across his crimson eyes. And your sudden ignition of the blade and the turning around broken from his charm. As you stab that blade forward, he screams out and snarls, almost choked, "No!" And you see the light in the room begins to dim. Everything grows impossibly dark in this moment, except for your blade, which grows brighter and brighter. And as everything grows silent, there's a brief pause before the light shudders and Emmett's body erupts with bone and sand and dust all throughout the room as a flash of light from his heart kind of just erupting outward. The captain is no more. And you stand over what remains of this strange, monstrous form as you hear similar snarls as the crew behind you are slain as well in reaction.
So by the way, I got that laser sword because I was like, fuck yeah, Star Wars.
And
It's
now
so
you're a
good.
fucking vampire killer.
It's so good you took Radiant. I'm sorry for dogging you for taking Radiant. Holy shit.
Just by the way, just so everyone knows, I was like, yeah, she's pretty Han Solo coded. She should have a lightsaber. And now she murks fucking vampires. My heart is like, my chest hurts.
And I will say, that's a good call, because he had a fun little AoE ability I was about to use that does 5d6 on failed saves to multiple creatures. And
Awesome.
he didn't do it before because he just saw Val, but now that he saw everyone, he was about to do it. Literally like 2 turns away from you. But he never got the chance, and instead, his strange remains lie on the ground. There's clearly stuff that has survived. If you want to try and investigate his body, see if there's anything useful.
I do. I want to do that.
You can also investigate the crew and the ship and see what's going on as the other 2 axe heads go over, see their fallen comrade, and they're like, fuck. What the hell? Shit, we should have been more careful.
I'm gonna investigate his body. I want to know what's on his body.
Just super quick. With Merritt, is Merritt still unconscious in this moment?
Yeah, so you might want to save her, because she could still die.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
So what Val will do is like, knowing like the bit of like robot stuff, right? Val will just go over and try to like, assuming cyborgs aren't like insane knowledge, right? Just try to, in some ways, like if I could basically do a medicine check as a technology check to stabilize Merit and
Stabilize.
get her back up to 1 hit point.
I will say, so if you can roll really, really high, you can get the 1 hit point. Otherwise, you're just stabilizing Merit. A health pack would like heal and wake Merit up. But yeah, if all you're trying to do is stabilize Merit, you can go for a tech check. I'll allow that. Yeah.
Nah, I'll just pump a health back into it then, in that case.
Okay.
And I'll dock it off of my usage.
You can use one of mine.
Okay.
Or, yeah,
Cool.
I'm also tracking as a group, so I can also mark it like that.
Yeah. Val will just kind of jab her with a health pack and bring her back. Like as soon as Mary's eyes open, it's just a kind of like, not quite like a pat, but just like full fist, very gently, just like bops her on the like upper chest, like right by the collarbone area. It's like, up and at him. We're done. You're good. And kind of like offers to help her to her feet.
Is 2d4 plus 2? Or did we get the better one?
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
The health potions. I think the ones I had were the basic ones. So 2d4 plus 2.
Yes.
Oh,
yes. I think all of them should be the basic med packs. So no worries. Yeah. And you are investigating. Oh, sorry, Fallon. I should have clarified. The check is not an investigation check because of what kind of creature Emmett was. It is actually. Where is the chart at? You guys can go ahead. If each of you would like to try this, go ahead and give me medicine checks. Peek. I like how that's the one that's hidden out.
I didn't mean it, but honestly, it worked. It worked. Merritt just
take
came back
one
from
look.
the dead. She doesn't care.
Yeah. You're like,
She's
nope,
confused.
not for me.
It's dusty.
I don't give a
as hell in
damn.
here. Where's the vacuum?
You start to pick up from his body, some things have crystallized or survived. There is a heart that it's almost like a crumbled, shrunken version of the heart that almost survived the explosion, almost like a shell. And there is, so that's going to take up 20. And I'm going to say some things are almost like crumbling away. So I'll ask you, do you try and grab? It's odd. The two things that you can choose between. You grab the heart, that's no issue. But the other piece is either a bit of this weirdly congealed blood or his eye. One of his eyes. Which item would you like to reach for?
Oh.
It was the weirdly congealed blood or one of his eyes.
Yep.
Okay.
I think me personally, I'm going for eyeball.
I think my vote would be the same. However, I'm gonna get a little bit above table meta about it. I apologize, gang. But I don't know too much about like D&D vampires. Haven't fought them too much. Is there anything necessarily like insanely cool about vampire blood?
This is gonna be more from the harvesting. It's like a separate system. So I'll say there's nothing like specific.
Gotcha.
There's just like materials, and it might influence what options you have for recipes or crafting.
So with that being said too, I know Mars isn't familiar with the harvesting system. Alice, have you ever ran with like harvesting systems before? Or have you looked at Rex's rules for that?
I have not,
Okay,
but
cool.
I'm interested in them, and
They're
we'll read up on them later.
Yeah, they're
We-
super cool. I love them.
And if you guys want, what we can do, because I just did a streamlined one for Emmett because he was like a little. You killed him in a special way, so I was like, there's certain things that are gonna remain behind. You do have 3 crew members, and we can do offline harvesting checks. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, they're not normal people. You might actually be able to grab some stuff off of them. So what I'll say is we can just make note that there's 3 crew to harvest as well.
Okay.
Anyways, that being said, me personally, that item would make a really cool fucking item. That I would make a really cool item.
Yeah, I'm going eyeball.
Eyeball.
I want the eyeball.
Okay. And as part of this, because I'm going to note down the items in the chat, so this is going to give away some of the deets, because you guys will discover something important here. Emmett was indeed a vampire.
What?
You realize that the butcher, all the victims found without their blood and innards, yeah, he was feeding them.
Mhm.
I should have fucking known. No blood.
That makes so much sense now. Yeah.
What a creep.
You never got to hear about his life story. What is that? Okay.
Was he gonna tell us about his life story after he killed all of us?
When he's like playing with his food, that's the kind of vibe he gave.
Ew.
Instead of doing the medicine check, can Merritt go back to the console and like keep digging through the files?
Yeah. What are you looking for?
I'm looking to see if he has any records of his victims, or is keeping like records of his crimes in any way.
I'll say, because you made really good tech checks or data checks earlier, you have so much information on logs, on details, that this would be incredible, along with your first-hand account and literally what happened here. You could report this to the BLO, like this coordinates, and then send them the data points. You could probably figure out a way to do this semi-anonymously, like just enough so you get paid, but without asking too many questions. Because there was a reward, a bounty out for the butcher.
Oh, wait, yes, perfect. And we have his crew members. Are they still like whole bodies?
They've similarly crumbled, like their flesh immediately
Oh,
crumbling away. Because if he was a vampire, you realize the crew that couldn't quite speak, maybe because they shouldn't speak, because it might give away that they are actually the undead spawn of this vampire. Those that he has converted to servants.
For like proof of the bounty, since we can't bring like a head or anything like that, would vampires be like a commonly enough documented thing that if we took a picture of the ash and said like butcher killed confirmed vampire, that would be like valid?
Yeah, you think if you take some pictures and send it with the data, right? And they'll also come and do the investigation, right? So like as long as you send your initial, confirmation that you guys were the ones, right? Like sending in your like general codes that maybe the firm has given you for
here's
like,
our bank
handling this.
number.
Yeah,
So you can deposit the check.
We just send our fucking routing number, that's it.
Because similarly to taking out raiders, you guys kind of have a like secondary account that the firm has helped you set up for being paid out in these ventures without immediately being tied back to all your other money.
I do have a wacky idea, but it might throw a wrench in the plans on getting paid. How do we feel about keeping the ship?
I
Because Merritt was checking to see if there are any records here to see if the ship is implicated in any of the crimes.
It would be. I think you
Okay,
know
then
that if you
never mind.
reported in, you'd have to leave the ship. Now, you don't have to leave everything that's in the ship here if you want to take a look before you head on out.
That
yeah.
was, yeah, that was what I was gonna say. Like on that note of like taking the ship, it's like, well, who's to say that it was the people calling in the bounty that took parts of the ship? You know?
Yeah. And as long as you keep it like kind of chill, you could get away with that. Like some of the things. Speaking of, would you guys like to all roll investigation checks as you scour the ship for anything useful?
Yes. Can I? Oh, gracious, benevolent DM. Can I use my extensive knowledge from my wonderful data checks earlier to have advantage on my investigation
Yeah.
check?
You can do that.
Beautiful. She's like combing through the digital logs of like what they said they have versus what's there. My God.
Girl.
Damn.
Oh,
Merritt is locked in.
oh shit. I don't give a fuck about the dead vampire.
Guys, that's got to go in cool rolls too.
She's like, give me your shit.
The reason Fallon didn't find anything is Merritt found it up first.
Fallon's like so shell shocked. She's like got tears streaming down her face. She doesn't know she's crying. She doesn't know what the fuck just happened. She's like in shock.
Actually maxed. Okay. 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 So Merritt, you with your access are able to find all the secret stores aboard this ship. So I'm gonna just start fucking listing things out and typing them in as I note them. So you find kind of a lot from some of the belongings he seems to have grabbed from somebody else. You find a bounty hunter's vest. This is a uncommon oh my god, this fly. A uncommon magic item. Sorry. That has a minor dimensional space that allows you to hide up to 2 ranged weapons and 1 melee weapon.
Oh, gorgeous.
And it's like because it's like hidden, that allows you to draw it without even using a reaction should you need it.
Perfect.
So it's almost like a hidden space, which also helps with security and things like that.
Alright, wonderful.
Go ahead and just pull up Bounty Hunter's Vest. And what I'll say is I'll put in party loot, and you guys can, whoever ends up taking it, or if you have questions, you can let me know.
Merritt was gonna give it to Fallon. She's our captain. She needs cool hidden weapons.
I'll copy over the description too.
Oh,
This
shit.
item's a little unique, because if you can find a corresponding one, there might be a little set bonus. Okay, so that's Bounty Hunter's Vest.
We need to find the bounty hunter's pants now.
Yeah, we'll see if you guys can find the matching one. The other thing is an
On 2 nat
attractor.
20s?
Real.
You
Real.
also see this.
I just want to call back to the cool rolls chat, right? Partly this is just like really funny of like full circle of the first roll in this chat was in 2022 of Connor making 2 nat 20s at disadvantage, and now we have 2 nat 20s at advantage. But also, I'd imagine you gave a lot of really good benefits of that disadvantage nat 20s. This is advantage double nat 20s though. You know, like we find those pants. We find the pants.
Oh, they just straight up. It's not even pants, but the item that we're talking about does. It's not even here.
No!
What I will say is you also find 3 attractor mines, which are actually I should put the times 3 at the bottom. That makes it, or to the side. Let's do it like that. So these are, as an action, you can go ahead and prime this like mine. You can throw it within 40 feet. Once it lands, it creates a gravitational pull in a 5-foot cube. Creatures that enter or start their turn have to make a strength save, and if they fail, they lose their movement and their reactions for until the start of the next turn, and that lasts for 1 minute before it burns out.
Sick.
And don't worry, there's more things. I just gotta go one at a time. This is the one that you might not have found, but you end up doing so. Because it's a odd little item.
It feels like my birthday again. I'm getting so many presents.
You find a strange hat sitting off in one of the stores, and the reason it's strange but also interesting, this is a true blue magical item. Not the ones that are a little bit more like kind of standardized or produced. This is a handmade hat woven of crimson, and the longer you look at it, the more you're like, I don't think it was thread. It's like somebody took blood and solidified it. As you pick up a hat of the Sanguine Coven. So, while you wear this hat, where is it? Yes. You can cast the Chill Touch spell. You automatically just learn that cantrip.
Mhm.
And here's the interesting thing. When you have 0 hit points while attuned to this hat, you actually stabilize or die after 6 failed or successful saving throws instead of 3.
Nice.
But you only succeed on a 15 or higher.
Oh.
Oh,
Figures. And the one other thing is, whenever you roll a death saving throw, you can immediately use the hat to cast the Chill Touch spell. It has a flat, like, +5 bonus in that regard, because you're not controlling, it's just the hat. Against any creature within 30 feet. And if you hit a target, you get a +5 to your death saving throw, on top of the damage you deal.
so I can just choose to do that?
Yeah, it's just free action. Whenever you're dying on the ground, your spirit just channels the hat and starts chucking magic.
Okay, Merritt. When Merritt finishes finding everything, she does come back wearing the hat.
Good. Because to be fair, if like Merritt came back and just presented everything, I feel like Val would have looked at the hat, had been explained to her, and she would just sort of grabbed it and put it on Merritt's head. Because you're the one that needs that, 100%.
We're gonna have a huge payday.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
There's still some more stuff.
Oh my god. I did have an additional thing to ask you once you're done putting this out. If you want me to ask it now or later,
Yeah,
just
you can
let
go
me
for
know. I haven't rolled yet for my investigation check. Does this ship have any mods that
Yeah.
Val could roll to try to rip out discreetly?
Don't you worry, the double nat 20s will also be giving you some mod materials.
Heard.
It's double
Merritt
nat 20.
has a list that she just prints out and hands to Val. This is what you can take.
Oh, I love this.
Okay. So there's a couple
Oh.
things here that are happening.
Oh.
Because also how you guys killed them and the fact that your previous actions have helped in this moment. So you find 3,000 credits worth of stolen and dark money credit pads. So these are things you're going to have to like find a way to clean, but it's still 3K in base value. You then find 1,500 worth of materials spread across engineering, suite, and weapon modules. So it's like 500, 500, 500. And then here's the thing I'm also going to need from all of you. Can all of you give me deception or persuasion checks? Either you can do it as a group, or one person can roll at advantage. Your choice.
Can I ask what this is for?
To get money from the cops for catching this guy.
Who has the highest deception or persuasion?
I have a +8 to deception.
So what if we have you roll at advantage?
I would be honored, and if it fails, I'll take the ridicule. I'll be the sacrificial lamb. Mara will go to prison for you all.
It's okay, we'll break you out again.
Thank God. Alright. Are we all ready?
Let's do it.
Oh.
Beautiful.
And yeah.
And yeah.
So for catching the butcher and defeating him, you get another 2,000 credits.
Yes!
Bounty butcher and the BLO.
Guys, I don't think it's a question of what mods we can afford anymore. I think it's just a question of like what mods are actually worth buying at this point.
Yeah.
I will say they
Yeah.
start to get pretty expensive on the upper end, but you can afford it now. You got a whole lot of options.
Because we just made 4,000, right?
Once you convert the dark money, yeah, you can think of it as you made 4,000 in like more hard cash, and then another 1,500 in materials. So almost like 5,500 worth.
And are we still getting paid out for taking this SOS call?
No,
Or-
I mean, you realize the money you found in the ship was what they put up as collateral for the SOS call. So like it is
Gotcha.
the money you get, yeah. But because it turned out to be the butcher, and you guys, important thing, you never actually got in trouble with a hegemony in specific in your previous adventures. You only cleared your background check and never got into trouble again. You're able to get paid out without any issue.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's a lot of money. And you guys we can fast forward back as you travel, loaded up with all these goods, which, thanks to a certain someone piloting the ship, also won't get caught no matter who pulls you over. We stole stuff that's pretty easy to hide away. And eventually, traveling through space, we will find ourselves eventually arriving at a familiar location.
Our bar!
As you come back far richer than before, with plenty of options to purchase from. I will say, you'll get another chance of a little bit of downtime and the like. But as that's happening, maybe after the next few days or so, you do get a call from Oversight. You see kind of
What does it
up
say?
in your room's hollow pad. Kind of see Oversight again, kind of just general silhouette appear. Hi there. Congratulations on your recent efforts. We are proud that you were able to apprehend the criminal known as the Butcher. Well done. You have improved your reputation and that of the firms. But I do not only bring praise. I bring your next project. I have spoken with the VP, and we have decided to move forward with all of you. Congrats. I am organizing the details, but I have your destination. For this next venture, you all you'll be traveling to the city of Port Nomad. I wish you the best of luck. And Oversight ends the call. And we'll go ahead and end our stream.